Annyeonghaseyo, goeiemiddag, goeiedag, hello, good evening, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry that Okay. Okay. Let's just remove that. Annyeonghaseyo, hello, goeiedag, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tian, I'm 27 years old and I live in Pretoria. Sorry I was away for so long. It's been a crazy 2 weeks for me so far. Last weekend I had a camp at school. We were busy rehearsing for our school play, which went great-ish for the most part. But I'm back again, ready to tell you another Korea Adventure Time story. So dit is weer story tyd. And I thought I would quickly tell you about my wonderful experience in Korea when I got kidney stones. So for all of you out there who has had kidney stones, who are currently suffering with kidney stones, I feel you. My brother, my sister, my uncle, my aunt, I feel you so much. I've been through it. I've survived it. I'm a survivor. So yes. So this happened, I think I suffered for about 3 to 4 days. And this happened about a month or two after I arrived in Korea. So I landed in Korea on I think February 1st, I think was my first official day in Korea. Go check the video. My first official day in Korea. So yes, I arrived in Korea. No, I'm not arriving in Korea. I was living in Korea. It was winter, it was cold. Changing, going on with life, and then I think it was this Sunday, so that was day one. This Sunday morning around 4 o'clock I woke up with a pain in my back area and I was like, that's strange, but the pain went away, went back to sleep. The next morning I told my boss about it and she took me to the doctor. Okay, well I've got this, so I'll use it. So the doctor, I literally just had to go lie down. He pressed on my stomach and he's like, well, he thinks that it is like gastroenteritis, pneumonitis, something. Oh, it's something bad. It's a very mild case of food poisoning. So he gave me some medication. I went to work, worked, everything was fine, everything was normal. Then Tuesday night, morning came and at 4 in the morning I woke up in severe pain. I cannot describe the pain that I was feeling at that moment, at that time, but I was dying. It felt like I was dying. It did not want to go away. I was lying, sitting down, up, walking around. I could not survive. I could not deal with it, and I think it was around 5 or 6 in the morning. I started phoning my boss because I wanted to go to the emergency room. Take me to a hospital, take me now, please just release me from this pain I'm in. But that didn't happen. And at that time I was extremely angry with my boss. Because when eventually around, I think it was around 6 o'clock, so 2 hours, I have been sitting with this pain that will not subside. I was feeling sick, I thought I was going to die, and my boss answered the phone and she said, well, she cannot take me to the doctor now. One, because the doctors are not open yet, they're only open I think around 8. And the second part is they need to take their daughter to school. And at that moment I was just sitting there thinking, I cannot care about your daughter's education at this point as I am dying of pain in my back. I started to Google it, symptom checker, WebMD. What was wrong with me? What's going on? It feels like I'm dying, and the clock just keeps on going and going and going and going. And as you see in my intro, little introduction thing, that what you saw there, the walking, I'll put it here again. The walking, the pacing, the swaying, that was the only thing that kept me from losing my shit completely. I was pacing up and down. Now I had a very small apartment. Check out my apartment, the video. I had a very small apartment, so I was pacing up and down, up and down, up and down. I was taking the chair I had and I was swaying from side to side because it's the only way that I could survive the pain. My brother, he has had kidney stones. His method of dealing with the pain, he curled up in a ball on the floor, lying and dying of pain. I feel you, brother. He's my literal brother, not some kind of thing. Anyway. So, and I know other people have different ways of dealing with pain. Me was pacing and swaying because standing still, sitting, lying down, I could not deal with it. I needed the motion. So that was how I was surviving and coping. So I woke up at 4, phoned my boss around 5, around 6, waited and waited and waited and waited, dying. I was throwing up. I was emitting yellow bile stomach contents from my stomach. I went outside, like I said, it was winter, construction was going on. I sat on like a small little wall on the outside. I sat there trying to cope with the pain, waiting for my boss who's finally on her way. And at one point I was in so much pain that I literally just turned to the side, vomited next to in the flower grass patch. Everybody who's out there can see me, but I just was in so much pain. But the pain slowly did subside a little bit. My boss arrived, we got in the car, we drove. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to time myself here, and then I set a timer on my phone, but I didn't press start. Anyway, so my boss took me to the doctor. Now the doctor wasn't available yet. So it was me again doing this. Up and down, swaying from side to side and side to side and side to side. Trying to survive. I have no idea what the people thought of me in that consultation, not the consultation room, the waiting rooms. There were other people, but I was just like, up and down in the bathroom, over the counter, swaying side to side. I was like, the videos I've seen of a pregnant woman was coming in handy. It's working. I get now why they do that. It helps, it works. So the doctor, I cannot exactly remember what she did, but she took x-rays. And then we waited for the x-rays. And then she said, okay, we need to go to a urologist. So I think she called the urologist for us. She made an appointment, like an immediate appointment. And we went to the urologist. And I think we also took with the x-ray so that he can really examine her. But she said that she does think it is kidney stones. And my boss also agreed with that, and I think she told me her husband also had kidney stones, so they kind of understood what I was going for. So, went to the urologist. Now I think it was around 10 a.m. So that was 6 hours that I was in excruciating pain, and finally I think when we left the doctor's office, the pain started to go away. 6 hours. 6 hours of utter pain. So I went to the urologist. Awkward moment, okay. Let me just get into that. So he did look at the x-rays. I'll explain to you what exactly happened while I was in so much pain, because I had a different experience from kidney stones and other people. So, most awkward moment I've had in front of my boss, I think now let me just think. I think it was the most awkward boss. So the urologist saw my kidney x-ray thing, and he then took me into his examination room, and then he asked me to lift up my shirt and semi-pull down my pants as he was doing an exam. So I did not know Korean, and also of course my boss needs to be there so that she can interpret what was happening, so I needed to pull down my pants a little bit. So not all the way, I was not naked at all. It's just you had to pull it down just so that he can feel your bladder, basically. So just a little bit. But then I was lying there, my pants pulled down a little bit, my shirt lifted up, and he was pressing around and my boss was standing there. And I was just like, again, like this is so embarrassing. But in all honesty, it was actually, at that moment I was just thinking like, this is embarrassing, but at the same time I was just like, please tell me what's wrong, tell me how to fix it. I do not want to experience this pain again. So then he concluded, yes, it was kidney stones. He gave me some medication for it. This was still the Tuesday. He gave me some medication for it. And then he said, if the stone does not dissolve with the medication, we have to go on a machine thing. So the machine is called a here somewhere. It is. I hope. Look at Ryan. It's Ryan. But anyway, here is the thing. I'll put the name because I cannot remember them. But and what that thing basically does is you lie flat on it. actually dissolve and you do not have to urinate it out, as apparently that is extremely painful. So, I did not have that. I did not have that issue. Okay. I did not have that issue at all. Luckily, thankfully, yes, I think I had to go back to him on the Thursday. The Wednesday was just basically me recovering. I still went to work on both days. Just saying. The Tuesday I was at work, and the Wednesday I went to work, and the Thursday I went to work, and after that I still went to work because I was fine at that point. Wednesday I survived. I cannot remember if I had any pain. I had my parents calling me, asking me, you know, is the stone out yet? Have I passed the stone through urination and through, have I experienced that pain? Because apparently it is worse for men than for women to excrete something like that, a thing. For those who don't know, kidney stones, that is just basically all like the minerals and things that come together and they, I want to say classify, but not, it's not classify. They do something and they, I want to say emulsify, it's not emulsify. I cannot get my word. Anyway, but they start to, all the minerals and things form like this little crystal, crystallizes and forms this little thing that then has to travel and you have to excrete it. It was painful. Feels like I'm not making any sense at all. But yes, Wednesday came and gone. Thursday I had another appointment with the doctor. He felt, looked, checked, did everything he needed to do. I think I had another x-ray and then everything was fine. So, I did not, luckily, thanks to the medication, the stone did dissolve by itself, or the stones, I think I had two, because oh yes, another thing why it was so awkward when I had to pull down my pants is because not only did he like press, he also actually did like a sonogram, and then he showed me where the stones are and how big the stones were. I think I had two stones, if I wasn't mistaken. One big one and one smaller one. So I did like a sonogram on my pelvic area with my boss standing just there next to me. But thanks to her, I survived, yes. But what actually happened, the reason why I was in so much pain, I thought I'd draw you a nice picture. I don't know if you can see this. This is an accurate representation of my kidney stones. It's not. I googled kidney drawing and then this is what Shutterstock gave me. I think so. Thank you, Shutterstock, so I can copy your work. Anyway, so this is what basically happened. There's your right kidney, your left kidney, because whenever you're doing middle thing, they will usually flip around. The same thing when you're actually performing on a stage, when you're talking about stage left or stage right, it's always the opposite from what you're looking, because you're taking it from the actor's perspective, not the audience perspective. My students wrote a test about that, and some of them did badly. So what happened was, hopefully you can see this, there's my kidney, and then the stone started forming in one of these. I think it was my left kidney. Yes, because these were my actual kidneys when you look at it down. Medical. So what basically happened, I think it was my left kidney that it formed. And luckily it did dissolve in my bladder and then I just urinated it out without any pain. The stone decided no, it wanted to travel down my ureter into my bladder area. So this ureter base thing actually was stretched to the side as it was forcing its way down my ureter to get to my bladder. That is why for 6 hours I was literally passing a kidney stone through my ureter. But thankfully I did not excrete it in any other way as the pills dissolved it. But yes, that is what happened. That is the pain that I experienced suffering from kidney stones. Look at that. It went down there. And then when they took the x-ray, actually, when they took the x-ray, you literally saw how the one side was thicker than the other side. Then he explained that it was literally forcing its way and stretching out my ureter. That was painful. So now, anytime I do get some slight of back pain, I'm like, oh no, please no, please no, please don't, please no, don't let it be kidney stones again, as I don't think I will emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually survive kidney stones again. And after that, in true fact, they do say that you get, one of the reasons people get kidney stones apparently, again, I'm not a doctor, But things like having a very high sodium lifestyle or diet, so taking a lot of salt. So if you like them salt shakers, be careful. And also I think drinking a lot of coffee and possibly wine as well, but I don't drink, so the coffee. And actually I was drinking a lot of coffee in Korea because they've got some amazing coffee. Go check out my Korean snacks in Korea. No? My Korean snacks in South Africa video, I do talk about the Maxim coffee, which is actually really good. But I was drinking a lot of coffee and I think that is one of the reasons. And also the dietary changes and caused me to have kidney stones. So after that I actually started to drink less coffee, more water, more tea, especially green tea, and now I'm trying to live by that philosophy so I never ever have to get kidney stones again. So that is my story of how I survived kidney stones, 6 hours of pain. I understand why people make the analogy or the anecdote that kidney stones to a man is like a woman giving birth. I will never know what it's like to give birth, but I know what excruciating pain feels like. I'm thankful that I did not have to urinate it out of my body, but seriously, that pain of literally giving birth to a kidney stone into my bladder, why am I making it so disgusting? Yeah, I'm gonna stop to talk now. It feels like I'm talking a lot of rubbish, but that is my story of surviving kidney stones. If you ever do have lower back pain and you don't think it's from stretching or things like that, and you can barely walk, lie on set, could possibly be kidney stones, go see a doctor or go to the emergency immediately. And also the doctor that I went to, they did not give me any painkillers at all. I was suffering for 6 hours just from that alone. And I actually wonder though, now that we're on the subject, I wonder if the doctor that gave me the medication for the gastroenteritis, if that actually worsened a little bit as my kidney needed to work through those medications as well. Possibly. Food for thought, maybe. So I'm going to stop the video there. I gave you my little story on kidney stones. I will be doing more of them as I have a few health related stories that I want to share with you, but I would like to say welcome back to my channel. I have holidays / vacation now for the next 2 weeks. I will try to make more content in the next 2 weeks, but I won't be uploading like every second day. I'll still try to keep it a weekly thing, or maybe twice weekly if I'm feeling generous. But I do hope you have a wonderful, splendid, wonderful, amazing, splendid, wonderfulness day of the day, night, evening. I wish you all the best. You're amazing, you're pretty, you're beautiful. Other adjectives that are positive that you can think of, that applies to you. I hope that you get to see me in my next video, as I'm excited to see my camera in my next video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't seen my ASMR video. But yes, please comment, like, share, and subscribe this video so I can get more subscribers and become famous. No, but please just share this, especially for people that are in Korea and that do suffer from these things. There is help. Please get help. If not feeling well, go to the doctor. Get help. You do have national health insurance if you are in Korea. It does cover for a lot and make medical expenses a lot cheaper. Goeiedag, goeiemiddag, good evening, good night. Groete, liefde, vrede, vrede, geluk, allemaal dingetjes vele. Bye!